Wrestling fans, this is C.J. Bentley here for the North American Wrestling Alliance. My guests this time are the Burke County Boys and Downtown Digger Brown. Gentlemen, Jeff Patton has put a contract on you guys.
Well, it's nothing new. It's nothing unusual. We're always doing something to get in trouble, like, for instance, what in the world is that?
Where did Memphis have a yard sale?
What is it? You don't even have...
You don't even have it turned around right.
Do you even know what it says? Jeff Patton, the Burke County Boys are going to beat you and everybody you bring in while we're trying to figure out what numbnuts is carrying around or if he even knows.
I think he stole it.
Well, that's a possibility.
There you have it, folks, from the Burke County Boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, that will be your opening contest. The Burke County Boys will be in action. Who will Jeff Patton have to take out the Burke County Boys and collect that bounty? That'll be coming up soon. But now we're going to hear from Big Country.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is C.J. Bentley for the North American Wrestling Alliance. My guest this time is the Southern Punisher, Big Country. Big Country, you got an upcoming match with the monster, Montana Black. What are your thoughts?
Well, you know, you call every big guy in the business calls himself a monster. The fact of the matter is I've been a monster for 14 years going now. The idea of a monster is not you put on a mask and play some eerie music during a promo and say some dark, cryptic stuff. No, monster is when you go out in that ring and people are grabbing their kids and pulling them aside like, honey, you know, you got to be careful. This guy's coming out here and he's going to beat the crap out of everybody. He might turn on us and beat the crap out of us. That's the idea of a monster. So Montana Black, welcome to the school of the Southern Punisher. You want to learn how to be a real monster? Well, tonight, you get a full class load, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, that'll be your main event coming up later on in this show. Montana Black versus Big Country.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your opening contest of the week. The Burke County Boys, Big Donnie, Wild Man James Brody, and Little Donnie, along with Digger Brown, are taking on Old School Mike Levy with Brew and the Rhapsody. They are the three men that Jeff Patton has hired to try to take out the Burke County Boys and collect that $10,000 bounty, Redbeard.
This has become a revolving door scenario here where Jeff Patton is bringing talent out of nowhere seemingly to try and take out the Burke County Boys.
Well, he hates the Burke County Boys. He feels like they've ruined the name of Burke County Wrestling, the company that he ran 20 years ago, and they're just crapping all over what he built. And he's not going to be happy until he can find the right combination of men to take these four goofs out.
Let's see if he has anything to show for it this time around, because now he's got Mike Levy leading, as you said, Michael, the Rhapsody, the team of Omari and Ash here. Now Levy's in a bad way as he's got that beard being pinched. And look at that. Brody smacking the face, you might as well say, of Mike Levy as referee Bigelow gets in there for only a 1 count, look like.
I'm not sure the fans here of NAWA Championship Wrestling want to see the BCB disbanded, destroyed, have a bounty collected on them. You know, the BCB is like what the Graham family was to the Florida Territory. They're like what the Funk family meant to the Amarillo Territory. That's how important the Burke County Boys are here in NAWA to the fans here of Burke County.
Let's see, you've gone through the Von Erichs, the Gagnes, now the Funks, and I can't think of who else there because I'm trying to pay attention to the match in terms of comparing them to the Burke County Boys.
The Burke County Boys are that huge here to the fans of NAWA Championship Wrestling.
My goodness, Michael. Well, they are certainly a epic combination of talents and a remarkable family, you might as well say as well there, in terms of just what they've been able to bring consistently to NAWA, as Big Donnie there delivers a elbow smash and golly, a big time elbow drop to Mike Levy.
I don't know if that was his elbow, his side, his tummy. That was a whole, it was just a Big Donnie drop.
It was him, put it that way. And now Brody throttling Levy with his boot there across the throat.
You got to look at this combination across the ring from the Burke County boys as Wild Man pulls on the beard and again pulls on the beard of Mike Levy, just throws him over. But the combination of old school Mike Levy and the Rhapsody, two young guys, every time we hear from Mike Levy and Brew, he's always talking about how he hates the greenhorns, how he hates these young wrestlers who he feels like he's going to middle school every time he goes to a wrestling show.
He's out there now as K.O. Mari tries to get in there to save his tag team partner, Mike Levy.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how those three work together with the difference in philosophies of wrestling.
Definitely an inconsistent trio there, as you were saying, Michael. Levy not being a fan of the greenhorns and whatnot. And then by contrast, here now we have Levy tagging in Spencer Ash.
The Land Rover from Grover getting hip tossed as soon as he walks in the ring. He smartly escapes. Not looking to get mixed up with Big Donnie in terms of size. He's tagging in his partner, K.O. Mari here.
Look at this now.
And now he gets a hip toss for his efforts, just like his partner.
Big Donnie throwing the man around as if he was a small child.
And look at these young kids. They don't even want to get in the ring and wrestle. Mike, they're putting all the heavy load on the veteran.
I can tell you this, Mike has had his beard tugged on quite a bit here. That is a very painful thing to have happen, so I can definitely vouch for what he's experiencing there, as now Big Donnie goes into a test of strength here with Mike Levy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
You watch them every week. You cheer and boo them at the live shows. Now you can support your favorite NAWA superstars by dressing like them as well. Go to whatforapparel.com/NAWA to buy official NAWA merchandise. Get NAWA logo t-shirts and hoodies, or choose from one of your favorite wrestlers' designs. From classic tees to all your favorite and least favorite wrestlers, there's a t-shirt for every NAWA fan. Order yours today at whatforapparel.com/NAWA.
He's going to make Big Donnie get back out, and James Brody is going to continue to take the punishment.
Mike Levy continuing to do a good job of commanding these two young greenhorns, as we said here. Mari now back in there. Look at Levy just putting the boots to him as well, as little Donnie's trying to get in there to save his man. Neither he or Big Donnie could do anything in that instance, though. Wow, big right hand by Omari.
Dropping him right to the mat with that right hand.
Patton claps on, applauding his men for their efforts there.
He's going to go to the count of 5 almost before he's disqualified. They may be young, but they sure are looking very violent here. Now we're going to get a double team maneuver. It's like a double suplex up and over.
Up and down.
And the Wild Man is in some serious pain.
Money will influence a lot of people, especially those who are youthful. They see those dollar signs, and that's become an obsession for a lot of people, just the money that comes from this business. And the money, I should say, from beating the fool out of people.
Well, they're beating the fool out of the Wild Man right now as Mike Levy sets him up for a backdrop driver right onto his neck and head. That could smell the end for the Burke County boys.
There may have been a trickle of blood coming there from the mouth of Brody, as he's absorbed a lot of impact in this matchup so far. And look, Big Donnie just trying to choke Levy off of Brody, but now Omari's back in there too.
And every time they come in, they distract the referee, and James Brody suffers the consequences every time they do. Oh, double clothesline. Both men are down. Will Jeff Patton ever get to write that check for the bounty on the Burke County boys? This is the 4th attempt at trying to collect from his guys.
If it was baseball, he'd have already struck out by now, but there's seemingly no rules as far as what he can do with this bounty. Look at that, Big Donnie smashing Omari.
As long as he has people answering the call to collect, he's gonna keep going after the Burke County boys. He may just have to do it himself.
That's an incredulous
thought
there.
Just a
look at that.
Big splash, avalanche splash in the corner.
And Omari is...
That poor young man is flattened.
He's flopped down like a dead fish there. Now the Burke County boys getting controlled here as Ash is about to eat a big splash from Big
That
Donnie.
does not feel good. And little Donnie takes Teo Amari out to the floor.
Look at this. Little Donnie.
What is going on now? Spencer Ash has been laid, flattened out, and James Brody is the legal man.
Look, Digger Brown is being attacked by
look
Patton.
over there.
What in the world?
Big boot from James Brody inside the ring, but big splash from
Oh,
Donnie.
God.
But Jeff Patton is beating up Digger Brown. Well, there's the 3 count.
And meanwhile, Digger Brown is being just waylaid by Patton.
The Burke County boys have won, but
They don't realize what's happened to Digger Brown.
Little Donnie to the rescue. Wow. Jeff Patton continues to assault this senior citizen, Digger Brown, continuously, even though he can't get a team to collect the bounty. He continues to go after Digger Brown. We've got to get some type of resolution to this situation here.
Patton now trying to back his way out of this scenario. Such a crazy turn of events here
now-
with Digger Brown being out on the outside. What in the world is going on?
Levy's lashing out at these young kids, telling them it's their fault he lost this match and they don't have the win. Now they're blaming each other. This veteran is getting into the minds of these young guys, but let's toss it to the back. We're going to hear to Cameron Jackson after that crazy finish to his NAWA Heavyweight Championship match against Adam James.
Wrestling fans, this is C.J. Bentley for the North American Wrestling Alliance. My guest this time is number 1, Cam Jackson. Cam, you had a bit of bad luck tonight.
Bad luck, that's merely a way to describe it. I was completely robbed, screwed, bamboozled. I can't say that other word, but if I could, you don't know. I was there. I was climbing the ladder to success, climbing the top rope to excellence, about to jump off and hit that beautiful black toe splash. Get that 1, 2, 3, and then, guess what? Guess what? Old Hogan hair turns around and don't see nothing. He goes to the table. There's an argument. Something's going wrong here. Something's going. I didn't sell enough water with my face on it. Oh, yes, of course. Of course you don't see it. I get beat down. And then I turn around, and next to perfect put me next to done. I was out 1, 2, 3, and still your NAWA heavyweight champion, Adam James. Now, there's a couple ways we can go about this. I can sit back and watch it unfold. I can sit back and do nothing. I can go home and cry and scream and complain. Or I could stand here and do the same thing. But to be quite honest, CJ, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen when I see any of those men. Because when they step in front of me, it is on sight. On sight. You can forget about the catchphrases. You can forget about the light-up glasses, the stupid hats, the crazy shirts, that little athletic, exaggerate hoodie eye wrestling. You can forget about it all. Because any single one of you that has the guts to step up and face me like a man, I want answers. And I want answers after action. It is I versus you. You versus me. Me versus every single one of them. And I don't feel like finishing. I'll see you next time.
Well, obviously, Cameron Jackson is upset after what happened last week when his shot at the NAWA Heavyweight Championship, as you can see, he hit the black toad splash. George South went to count 3. He was about to hit the mat for the 3 count, and the bell rang, Redbeard.
We had no idea what was going on there. Then suddenly we all turned and saw TC3 at the ringside position there, ringing the bell. George South went for clarification to try to determine what was going on, and things seemingly deteriorated from there as Adam James waited in the ring along with Cameron Jackson, and then Thomas Extreme attacked Cameron Jackson.
I think the members of the Carolina Cartel, TC3, Thomas Extreme, they're going to have to answer to Cameron Jackson. I'm sure he's looking forward to getting his hands back on Adam James after all this. But unfortunately, this is how it happened. The bell was rung by TC3 until the attack happened and then brought back. And George said the match never stopped.
It went on from there. The match was continued, and Adam James ultimately was the victor, retaining the NAWA heavyweight title.
We're going to have to get more answers and see where this situation heads in the future, Redbeard.
Wrestling fans, this is C.J. Bentley for the North American Wrestling Alliance. My guest this time is a newcomer to the NAWA, Austin Jordan. Austin, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, CJ.
Austin, you drew a tough competitor in your first match here in the NAWA King Craig Classic. What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, it's great to be here in Lenore, North Carolina. It's great to be here in NAWA. And first and foremost, I'm going to show the crowd here in Lenore, North Carolina, what the A game, Austin Jordan, is all about. In the past 2 years of my career, I've made a business out of kicking kings off the throne. And right now, it's not going to be any different because King Classic, he may walk to the ring with that crown, but he's not leaving because Austin Jordan is staking his claim right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will have that match for you later on in this episode of NAWA TV as the A game, Austin Jordan takes on King Classic.
Wrestling fans, this is CJ Bentley for the North American Wrestling Alliance. And my guest this time is the monster, Montana Black.
CJ, here we are again. Myself, Big Country, we step into the ring one more time. I don't know if you remember this, but last time the match ended in a DQ. I'm just not satisfied with that. I like to torture my opponents. I like to make sure they don't have the will to go on when it's all said and done. And I didn't get that pleasure last time, so tonight I finish what I started. Myself, Big Country, it's going to be a sweet victory, and it'll be the end of Big Country.
Ladies and gentlemen, now here we are with our next matchup. King Classic on the way to the ring.
Look at that upgrade in the crown.
Absolutely.
The peasants have been paying their taxes. They have been paying their tolls. And he has melted down all the gold. And look at that nice new crown on the head of the king of wrestling, King Craig Classic.
He was the king of the
What's he
scramble
doing?
match.
Whoa.
What is this? What?
He's calling some peasant over. Look at this.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, hey, I see
my
it.
spackle there, some crack
He must
there.
be a plumber.
Oh,
Look at
God.
that peasant becoming the ring steps as he should be paying his respects to the king, as we all should, Redbeard. This is the king of wrestling.
Well, he was the king of the scramble match, and then he became suddenly King Classic, as we've seen the evolution of Craig Classic into what we now behold, as he's about to be challenged by the debuting A-game Austin Jordan here.
Here's our first look at Austin Jordan here in NAWA Championship Wrestling. I know of his reputation around the Southeast. He's won many titles in several different promotions. I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings here to our roster here at NAWA, Redbeard.
Now, Jordan's a young man who comes to us out of the upstate of South Carolina, making a lot of travels up and down the road is Austin Jordan. Once again, he calls himself the A-game. We will see if he can indeed bring his A-game against a stiff challenge in the form of King Classic.
Well, it's not if he can bring it, it's he's going to have to bring it here tonight. He is going into the ring with royalty, with the king, Redbeard. You're going to always have to be on top of your game here against King Craig Classic.
You always seem to have something to correct me on, Michael.
He's the king of the scramble match. He's the king of luck. Now he will be the king of the A-game.
That remains to be seen. We will have to find out exactly how he takes to this challenge by Austin Jordan here.
And the fans, well, listen to these peasants chanting Burger King. What is wrong with these rednecks?
I thought that crown looked familiar.
He didn't get that from Jerry Lawler.
Well, he got it from maybe one of the leading fast food chains, maybe, potentially.
Would it be Burger King? Is that what you're trying to call your king?
They're not sponsoring this program, so we won't mention them by name.
The idiots here in Lenore have already chanted that out here over the airwaves, so what's it going to do now?
Well, the fine folks of Lenore, the paying customers who visit our shows, as we appreciate very much also for them tuning into our program here on a weekly basis on YouTube, are chanting what they think of King Classic as we get underway here. Now they're continuing to jaw back and forth with Classic, saying he had his hair pulled.
He has hair.
I don't think he's got quite enough to get a grip on there,
He
though.
just showed you that you could grip his hair. What are you looking at? Look at that. He just picked the leg and put him right in this submission maneuver. And just like that, the king proving why he is the king of all professional wrestling here in NAWA.
Well, King is certainly a well-traveled veteran of the ring, as he has been spending many years traveling internationally, getting a lot of experience in terms of joint manipulation and grappling and what have you. As there you see him able to go and get out of that predicament there that Jordan put him in.
Now, as we know from hearing from both these competitors, that these two men actually are not strangers to each other. This is not the first time they've shared the squared circle together. They've been in the ring many times together. Obviously, I'm sure King Classic holds the better of the wins and losses of this feud here.
Now going in for a test of strength here between these two men. You'd have to say the advantage is, of course, in the realm of Classic. Jordan's a little bit taller, but he definitely does not have the same mass as Classic. Now bridging through that scenario there, arching the back. Look at this.
Just powering down the King into his own bridge, trying to get his shoulders to the mat.
Look at the power on display and the strength of both of these men. Now Classic getting up out of that into his own scenario here.
Scissoring his neck and taking him down by the knee. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is royalty. That is some pretty royal wrestling, I'd say.
Very impressive for sure, Michael. He may be the king of grappling here before much longer as well, but we'll...
He may be. What? He may be? Excuse me?
He may be.
He is the king of grappling.
Well, we'll see if that can prove true here in the future, but right now he's wrenching the arm.
Whoa.
Oh, look at that. Austin Jordan flings the man around, gets his own arm bar going there as referee Matt Galifianakis gets in to check things.
Yeah, Mac, remember who called you that first.
Now Classic in control of that arm of Austin Jordan. Going to bring the other one around. Oh, no, this can be terribly, oh, God. Stretching apart the chest of Austin Jordan.
Look at the joint and muscle manipulation, as you like to say, Redbeard, that the King is just
Now,
teaching
oh, God.
this, just pulling at the eye socket.
Such a veteran maneuver there as you would expect out of a man like King Classic. Oh, God.
Putting on a royal wrestling clinic here for the A game is the King.
I have to say he's been very impressive thus far, but
Up
there you
and
go.
over and a big forearm right into the jaw.
Jordan, a very violent individual himself here now, delivering some forearm smashes. Gets a boot to the gut there, though. He missed on that exchange in the middle of the ring. Now look at Jordan trying to fight off that charge into the top turnbuckle. Oh, Jordan sends Classic smash in. There's a knee. Wow. Running bulldog.
Big bulldog there delivered by the A game. Can he beat the King? I don't think so. I wasn't worried. Were you?
I wasn't particularly worried. I'm one of those people who just likes
That's
to be.
because you know your King is going to win this match.
I just
right?
plain like to be entertained by good wrestling, period. And now we have a great contest on display between these two men.
Getting those running uppercuts, getting more momentum by going across the ring.
Oh,
Oh, he got caught that time.
Oh, wow.
The King had him scouted out and goes for a roll. Oh, but kicked right in the face.
Caught him right in the bush there to Jordan. I think Classic might have come to just in time for that 2.5 count.
And I have to tell you, Redbeard, I'm very impressed here so far with this young man, Austin Jordan. He is definitely giving the King a match here, but I still don't believe he's got what it takes to beat the Royal Highness
Look at
himself.
that. Bounces him off the turnbuckle into a cutter. This King, still only a 2 count, says referee Galifianakis. Very impressive showing by both of these men. Just further proof of the effort that the NAWA ownership, whoever part of them may be, are still focused on bringing in top talent to this promotion.
Almost chopped him right in the throat almost.
Definitely a high chop there. Look at that. Now just pounding the back of Jordan. Jordan getting a few good shots of his own to the gut of Classic.
He's still got a little bit of fight left in him. Oh, and just raking the eyes.
Oh, gosh.
That's a perfectly legal maneuver if you're royalty.
I was about to say legal where?
It's illegal in the kingdom of classics.
A prison yard, maybe? My gosh.
Well, we'll have to ask James Brody that question.
Oh,
but
Lord.
Here we go as the King is just beating this young man near to death in the corner over here.
He's going to leave a tattoo of his own handprint on the chest of Jordan there.
Back elbow takes him down and goes for the pin. Only gets a 2 count. We got a rear chin lock. Again, I always like to say this move is more damaging than it looks, Redbeard.
Absolutely. You don't always see this, but then, folks, you have to look at what's happening here. Classic putting his entire weight onto the back and neck of Jordan, choking that airway, limiting how this man can breathe.
Austin Jordan able to work his way up and delivering elbows, able to break that hold. Goes for a sunset flip, rolls him up, 2. Well, rolls him right into a single leg royal crab.
Look at that. Continuing to just take advantage of any joint he can grab a hold of is King Classic.
How impressive was that? I don't know if I've ever seen that transition before out of a sunset flip.
Straight into that single leg Boston crab, or royal crab as you like to call it there, Michael.
The king crab.
Look at that. King crab, very good.
And Austin Jordan able to grab the ropes. And look at that, he had mercy on this poor kid. He let the move go. He let the hold go, having mercy on this young man.
And as he mercifully puts a boot into the side of his head there, as you say, Michael. My goodness. Look at that. Oh, wow. Now Jordan seemingly just challenging Classic to keep delivering that punishment as he's absorbing it.
Does Austin Jordan want mercy, or will he be the idiot that yells freedom?
Well, that was a very inspiring moment in history there, and right now Jordan is inspiring a fight here as Classic is trying to get control, but now look at that.
Oh, a double kick right to the chest. Both men down. I hope you caught that reference, Redbeard, but Austin Jordan looking to go for the victory.
You know how many times I've watched Braveheart?
Oh, barely kicking out is the King.
The King is going to wind up like the king of the Brits there in Braveheart, since you want to reference the movie here now.
Double underhook suplex. Wow, look at the snap on that. Is that going to be enough? I don't think so.
Only a 2 count.
What do you think? Referee Matt Galifianakis pointing out the obvious that it was a 2 count.
Referee Galifianakis has sort of a resemblance to Robert the Bruce now that we're making comparisons to everything in Braveheart. But now Jordan gets Classic up, but Classic fights out of it. Big forearm smash. Now Jordan trades with it.
Just standing in the pocket as each man seeing who's got more will, got more
look at this.
Intestinal fortitude. Rolls him up. 1.
Only a 2 count.
Ducks under.
Oh, wow.
Holy Christ. That could be it. 1, 2. Oh,
wow.
My God.
Just barely. 2 9/10, I would say there, Michael. The King was almost dethroned.
What are you talking about? He kicked out almost.
Almost.
Doesn't count. It only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
It was almost a victory there for the A-game Austin Jordan in his debut.
Oh, and a victory. Wow. That Death Valley driver. Victory is claimed by your king, Redbeard. How about that?
A very quick change of events there as Austin Jordan gets put down by King Classic.
Hello, my name is Stuart, and welcome to another educational episode of Study Hall with Stuart, starring me, Stuart Snodgrass. This week, we're going to be concentrating on amazing facts about the history of television. Isn't that amazing? Let's get started. Number 1, a Scottish engineer named John Logie Baird invented the mechanical TV in 1926. Number 2, the first demonstration on live television by Mr. Baird was a blurry black and white image of a ventriloquist dummy's face flickered on a screen. This image is very creepy and reminds me of Max Carnage. Number 3, American inventor Philo Farnsworth invented the first fully functional, complete, all-electric television system in 1927. Number 4, the first national color broadcast in our great United States was the 1954 Tournament of Roses Parade, which occurred on January 1st, 1954. Wow! Number 5, the first wireless remote control for the television was introduced in 1955. Which is quite odd to me, because I remember growing up without a TV remote and having to walk through a mile of shag carpeting to change the channel for my mama. But I'm not complaining, because I'll do anything for my mama. And that concludes this week's episode. As always, be kind, be curious, share the gift of knowledge, and just say no to wedgies. Good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your main event of the week. Right here on NAWA Championship Wrestling, we've got the Southern Punisher, Big Country, taking on the monster, Montana Black, in a battle of super heavyweights, Redbeard.
You want to see a side of beef versus a side of beef? This is going to be that contest, as these two men are both in excess of 300 pounds. Country might be in excess of 400. Now we've got them locking up here like two big behemoths right in the middle of the NAWA ring.
I sure hope they've reinforced the ring in case these guys start brawling all around and falling on this thing. It could collapse it.
I don't imagine we're going to see much in terms of scientific grappling here. This is definitely going to be a fight between these two men.
And the last time these two men met, it ended in a no contest. We did not get a clear winner. That match was years ago. They have both progressed in the ring in their careers, and it's going to be interesting to see who walks out of this match on top.
You have to think this would have implications potentially in the future of the NAWA heavyweight title picture as well.
Redbeard,
with one of these men being maybe a clear favorite.
Where have you been? Don't you know that Montana Black still has his chance to cash in his title shot whenever he chooses to do so?
That's what I mean, Michael.
You did not mean that.
I did. If Big Country were to defeat Montana Black here, wouldn't you think he'd be in line for a title shot?
Well, it's my understanding as well, if you talk to Big Country like I did before the show, that he still feels he's owed a shot at the NAWA Heavyweight Championship, because when he lost it, he never got his return bout. So both of these men rightfully feel they should be in line for a shot at the NAWA Heavyweight Championship, which is held by Adam James. Now, Montana Black has that option to choose in whenever he desires, but he has yet to do so.
Maybe we should just put all three of those men in the ring at the same time. How about that?
I don't think Adam James would like that very much.
Well, it might not be up to Adam James. It might be up to the NAWA ownership if they wanted to bring a great main event to some of our faithful here in Lenore or one of the other great towns that we visit.
Well, let's focus on this great main event they've put together this week right here on the program. These two big behemoths, a monster and a punisher, going head-to-head here only on NAWA Championship Wrestling. And if you're watching in the UK on Nothing Else on .tv, we want to thank you for watching our program. You can watch us every Tuesday. A new episode will drop there. And as well, if you're following us in the YouTube world, every Saturday at noon, you can catch brand new programming right here on this channel.
I tell you, Michael, this has the presentation of a great comic book battle, as you were saying, the monster versus the Punisher. This definitely looks like something you would see in a movie.
What? Hey, speaking of Adam James, speaking of the devil, he's out here scouting both of these men, or more specifically, maybe he's scouting Montana Black since he has that title shot for sure. I think he might be watching both of them, Redbeard.
I think that might be a good idea on his part to keep abreast of the potential challengers he might face in the future. And now, Big Country giving the business to Montana Black.
Just choking him. Senior head official Trayton Bigelow having trouble keeping control of this match here.
Country drives in with his full mass there into the corner, just punishing, per his moniker, Montana Black. Calling for another one here potentially. But look at this now. Oh, wow. Raking the eyes of Montana Black.
Hey, you got to pull out all stops in a match of this proportion.
He is the Punisher, so I guess it would stand to reason he would take any means of delivering pain that he could to Montana Black. Big right hand there. Montana starting to absorb this punishment.
Look at this.
Look at the agility on display of Big Country. Look at that.
You would not expect to be able to see a man that size lift his leg that high, but I'm here to tell you, I've seen this man throw super kicks in the past, Redbeard.
Super kicks, drop kicks. A man who is not, look at that, though, Montana Black doing his own thing, but Big Country not afraid to get in there and use the gifts he has physically. Look at Montana Black delivering a clubbing clothesline there.
And I don't believe we've seen either of these men go off with their feet in this contest just yet, Redbeard.
I don't think so.
Maybe the first one to fall will be the one to lose this match. He still hasn't went off his feet.
And there's one of those kicks
Oh, he
you were
found
talking about,
first
Mike.
man. The first man off his feet is Montana Black, and out to the floor he goes. Uh-oh, look, Big Country.
Oh, no.
He's following along.
Now, this matchup's spilling into the outside here among the fans.
You do not want to be in the front row with men this size fighting right in front of you. Oh, and a big chop from the monster.
I don't know if you pay for a front row ticket, you might want that kind of treatment.
And this is just turning into an all-out brawl here on the floor. Head official Trayton Bigelow trying to initiate the 10 count. I'm not sure if he started it yet or not, but if he hasn't, this is getting very close
Look
to
at this,
being a
Big
count
Country had a chair in his hand.
Well, if you pay for a front row seat, you might have a wrestler take it from you and use it in the match as well.
Looking down, breaking the count there is Country. But that chair has already been introduced in this contest here now.
Uh-oh, Country's had a seat thanks to those headbutts.
Oh, gosh.
Big boot right into the face. Still not able to knock that big man over in the chair. Just chopping him right across the chest.
Referee Trayton Bigelow believes up to a 5 count at this point in time, but there you go. Montana Black breaking the count once again.
And this has just turned into a Pier 6 brawl, just like you said. No classical wrestling here, no hold for hold. Just two big bad dudes beating the crap out of each other.
Absolutely. Say it's a very even contest by this point in time as well, as neither one of these men has necessarily shown an advantage over the other. Now Montana Black re-entering the ring, trying to get, we'd say, a positioning advantage, but the high ground there over Big Country.
The positioning worked as he is now just beating on the head, and the referee getting in the way, telling him you better watch himself. And these two men are just starting to brawl all over the place. Trayton Bigelow better watch himself. He don't want to get caught up in the middle of this.
Bigelow's going to wind up getting sandwiched here. Oh, no.
Dear God, what did he do?
No.
I think he's unscrewed.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Holy Christ, they just killed the referee.
My word, Michael.
The referee is dead. He's out.
A double choke slam delivered by Montana Black and Big Country to referee Bigelow. Now, look.
I don't think we're going to have a winner, clear-cut winner in this match unless we get another official out here.
Who would come out here after that, Michael?
I wouldn't come out here.
Now, look at this. Both men have seemingly beaten each other silly.
I believe Big Country just hit Montana with a low blow there. And this is just turning into two guys beating on each other. This is no longer a wrestling match. I don't think it really has been a wrestling match, but we don't have a referee, ladies and gentlemen.
My goodness, Michael, what in the world? Now Montana Black just peppering Country with blows, and now Country comes back with some of his own. Look at that,
And
Big Donnie.
The locker room is empty to try to break this up, but
what in the world?
I don't think any of these guys are going to be able to stop these two unless we get some numbers in here.
I don't know what in the world these guys are thinking trying to separate these two at this point in time. They're just putting themselves in harm's way.
We've got to get some type of control, some type of resemblance of stability here in this ring, and luckily the locker room is empty. I don't think any of our officials are going to come out here after seeing our head official get choke slammed by both of these monsters of men.
Look at that.
Oh, my God.
My word, Michael. Now Montana Black just diving in there on Big Country.
And the fight continues. Poor Johnny Ryder and Little Donnie are trying to pull these guys apart. Now the locker room holding them back, at least for the moment.
We got Tony Binge and I see Austin Jordan, Little Donnie, all these men trying to hold back these two behemoths. Oh my God, the ring is going to collapse here, Michael. Now Big Country just terrorizing everyone he can get a hold of.
I don't know if there's any amount of men that could keep these two from going at each other. Oh, Big Country with a choke slam.
Oh, God.
Oh, it just takes another guy out, and Ryan Mantis is down. Big Country's cleaning house.
Solomon Kilgore about to eat some of his own here, looks like. Little Donnie.
At least they have gotten Montana. They're having to restrain Montana Black to the floor to keep him from getting back into the ring.
This is just a crazy turn of events here as this match has devolved into nothing more than a brawl.
I think they're going to have to drag Montana Black out of here.
Might have to, in some way, coerce Big Country out of the ring as well. My goodness, Michael.
I hate that we didn't get to see a clear-cut winner in this matchup, but my God, what a fight, Redbeard.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, he's pointing at the champion. Adam James is still out here. Big Country is called him out, and Montana Black is still there. Remember, he can go after Adam James anytime he chooses to do so.
Absolutely.
Oh, man, you might get that triple threat match you were asking for, Redbeard.
I tell you what, I've predicted the future a few times in the past, but I don't know if we'll get it right now. Look at all the men just draped across Montana Black, trying to get him to the back of the building here. 5, 6, 8 men. Oh, no. What is this, Michael?
We're about to get a confrontation between Big Country and NAWA heavyweight champion Adam James right here.
Adam James looks like he's ready to fight, Michael.
I think he's about to get in there and go one-on-one with the Southern Punisher. He wants a title shot. He said he never got his rematch. He's calling out Adam James already, too. Oh, Adam James is smart. He's not going to get in there unless it's official and for the title. Or is he scared of him? In due time.
Pointing at his wristwatch there, saying in due time and on my time, probably is what he means actually.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have for this week on this episode of NAWA Championship Wrestling. Join us next week for the Bunkhouse Stampede. We'll see you then.